enough, enough, enough. The more controls I put in place to make it work, the more I rebelled against the system. If it's in the fridge, I can hear it screaming at me. I can't resist it. Today, I wanted to talk to you about my weight loss journey. And as I was driving here, literally 10 minutes ago, I was driving along the road, deciding where I was going to park and talk to you. I sort of realised that a weight loss journey isn't just about weight loss. And I don't know whether that's just for me because I have a chronic pain condition. I don't know whether it's me and other people my age because it is an age thing, or whether it is the right case for everybody. And instead of today's video going to be about weight loss, today's video is going to be about general health and well-being mixed with mental health and weight loss all bundled in together, because I think that all of those things are one thing. They are all so intertwined, and they feed and support each other that you can't separate them. And before we go any further, I really want to know, do you think that is the right thing for everybody regardless of age, or do you think that is something that becomes more as we get older, or if we have other conditions like health conditions or whatever? So yeah, what do you think? So for anyone who's new here, hello, my name is Karen. I live in southeast Queensland in Australia, and at the beginning of 2025 I announced to the world that in 2025 I'm going to lose 20 kilos, and I haven't. Simple as that. I haven't. I feel like I've let myself down. I feel like I've let all of my viewers down, because everyone who watches my videos was so encouraging and supportive and really got me going, and I was motivated, I was pumped, and I started off really well. And then I lost my way, and when I lost my way I got completely lost. And the last time I did a weight loss video update was week 10 of this year, and it is now, I believe, something like week 30 since I've done one. So that's 20 weeks. So what's that? 5 months. Is that right? My maths isn't the best. 5 months? Yeah. 5 months since I've done a weight loss video. And I'm really embarrassed about that. Sorry everyone who was helping me and supporting me. I'm sorry I've let you down. So I've brought myself down here to the marina today because I've just been for a walk along the beach with my best friend Lynn, and we haven't been over there. But lately we've been walking here at the marina, and we've both it's our favourite place for both of us at the moment. And I think it's because not only is it just so beautiful around the canals and the big fancy houses, and it's new and it's clean, and the water's sparkling and everything's fancy, it is really peaceful. Very few people are here when we walk. The paths are very wide, and because you're walking by the canals and the houses, there's no road noise. Where we've just been walking, very busy with walkers and cyclists and people pushing prams and things, and you're also right beside the road, and the traffic is bad. It's messed up my head. It's triggered up like a bit of vertigo and stuff, because I have been dealing with that quite a lot lately, and that's what if I can remember and be with it, I will circle back to that topic. So I wanted to do some videoing, and I thought I'm going to come down here because it is so pretty, and I know how quiet it is and how peaceful it is. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. As I said, at the beginning of the year, I announced that I was going to lose 20 kilos in 2025. I started off great. The first few weeks went great. I stuck to the calorie count. I exercised regularly. I was really motivated, and I lost a few kilos. The first mistake I made, I'm aware of, very much so, and it's a mistake I make regularly. I start to lose the weight. I start to feel great, both physically and emotionally, because I've been exercising regularly, and I think, you're doing so great, Karen, you're losing weight, you're exercising, you can have a treat. So I have a treat, and in my case the treat usually involves ice cream. And then once I have ice cream, that's it. I think, oh, I've had it once and it's okay, I can have it again. But then I have it again and again. It gets closer and closer each time. So it's obviously a lot more involved than that, but that's basically what it boils down to: food. We had really bad weather. We had the wettest summer on record for years and years. So it was very hard to get out and walk, which I love doing, but it was very hard to get out and walk. I was doing some aerobic videos in my lounge room, and I enjoyed it, but I found it really, really hard to stick to it. It's just, there are too many distractions when you're at home. The cat's there, there's dishes, there's cleaning, there's other things going on, and I just can't focus. I hurt my knee twice. The first time was really bad. The second time I tweaked for the original injury, so that slowed me down. And basically, things just went wrong left, right, and centre. And yeah, they're excuses, but excuses aren't good enough. If I was really devoted and really dedicated, I would have not wavered from the calorie count, and I would have not found any reason to not exercise. It's as simple as that. So when things started to not work, I tried to find new ways or different ways to make it work. The more I failed, the more controls I would try to put in place to stay on track. It got to the point where I had an alarm to wake up in the morning. I had an alarm to tell myself to turn off screen time at night. I had a reminder for everything, this, that, and the other. I was counting calories. I was counting macros. I was recording my steps. But it got to the point where I felt like every moment of my day, I had a timer set for something. And this is the weird bit. The more I lost my way, the more controls I tried to put in place to make it work. The more controls I put in place to make it work, the more I rebelled against the system and said, I'm a grown-up. I don't have to wake up at a certain time if I don't want to. I'm a grown-up. If I want to stay awake late at night watching a TV show or watching bloody Instagram on my phone and playing games, I can do that. I'm a grown-up. I can do what I want. I was fighting with myself. I was also watching other health and fitness people. What are they doing? What do they suggest? I was looking at new recipes, finding ways to cut calories, to modify recipes, to increase protein, reduce carbs, do this, do that. There it is. I had a stray hair floating around. It kept tickling me, but I found it now. And I got so sick of all of it. I got sick of the constant reminders to be doing something. I got sick of constantly watching people telling me how to do something that I know my body and that wasn't going to work. I got tired of trying to try new recipes and they all tasted like shit. And it's like, no, enough. And I stopped. I stopped everything. I just stopped everything. I stopped everything and I just lived. I exercised when I wanted to. I ate what I wanted to when I wanted to. I slept when I needed. I just enjoyed being a human being, living my life each day, doing the things that needed to be done. And I felt so much better for it. I was still doing mostly the right things. I was still trying to exercise. I was still eating reasonably healthy, but I was doing all of these things because I was choosing to, not because I had an alarm set to do it or because someone on Insta or YouTube told me that that's what I should be doing. I was doing it because I chose to do it. And I think the most important thing I learnt along the way is something that I heard that really stuck with me. And at this age, you pick up a lot of information along the way. I've sort of struggled with weight my entire life. And you know what works? Being in a calorie deficit. Regular exercise for your body to feel good, to tone up the muscles, lose a bit of fat, and keep your body healthy as we age. The calorie deficit is how we lose weight. And that's what it's come down to, and that is what I am sticking to at the moment. And I didn't stick to it religiously. I just kind of kept going, because also at this time, I mentioned that we had some really bad weather. I have a chronic pain condition called fibromyalgia, and my fibro reacts differently to changes in the weather. The temperature, the humidity, the barometric pressure, all of these things cause different reactions in my body. And we had a cyclone which caused a pain flare, and it was a fly. And that was back in the end of February, the beginning of March. And here we are now in July, and it was a couple of weeks ago. I went to my doctor, and during the course of the conversation, it's like this light bulb moment. I went, I've been in a pain flare since the cyclone. That was beginning of March. I've been in a pain flare that whole time, and it just hadn't dawned on me. I know that I have been struggling, that my pain meds aren't quite cutting it, but I just hadn't put all the pieces together. Because I live in pain all the time, if you've got any sort of health conditions, you'll know what it's like, that you do develop a new normal. And I have this new normal of pain levels that I live with pretty much all the time. Well, these pain levels had increased, but they became my new normal, so I hadn't realised. And when I realised that, these things were all starting to fall into place. I feel like I'm back on track. There's a hesitation there, I know. You could see the cogs going. I feel like I'm back on track. But you know what? I'm reluctant to say it, because the last time I said it, I fell off the track big time, and I let everybody down. And I don't want to do that anymore. And I think this is where the whole combined mental health, physical health, general well-being, exercise, diet, it all works together. Let me grab a sip of my coffee, and we'll pick this conversation up, because I do think I am ready to start, because I'm back at the gym. I haven't told you that. So a few weeks ago I joined up with the gym again. I've been going to the gym on and off for over 20 years. I do love the gym. When I talk about the gym, don't get frightened or put off when I talk about exercise and going to the gym. Just replace the word gym with whatever exercise you happen to enjoy. For me, I love going to the gym for a lot of reasons. Anyway, I was at the gym a couple of years ago, and I gave it up because it just wasn't working for me. When I joined, a matter of only a few weeks after, I found a very large mole on the top of my thigh, which had to be removed, and it took a long time to recover. It really impacted my ability to exercise. Excuse me, that's the coffee saying hello. When that one healed, I found another one on my other leg, and it was on my shin. That was a very painful one. It got cut out, so I was recovering from two. That one didn't get taken out fully the first time. The doctor had to go in a second time, so it took longer to heal. Being right on my shin, it was very painful, very difficult to deal with. I had very limited ability to do anything, and it was a struggle. So I missed a lot of time going to the gym then. My social anxiety was really bad. I was struggling, and unless I fit myself into this very narrow window of time to get to the gym when I knew it was quiet, I could not make myself go. And in the end, I gave it up because I just couldn't do it. So yes, I am very excited to be back at the gym. I've been back for about 3 weeks now, and I'm easing myself into it. I'm trying to work out what works. Initially, I wanted to go to the gym Monday to Friday, treat it like a job, have the weekends off, because that way I can do things in the garden. That didn't work. Other things got in the way. I can't go 5 days a week. I found it was too taxing for my body. I've tried going 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. I don't think that even happened because life got in the way. And lately, the last week or so, I've been going alternate days, and that seems to be working fine so far. So I'm thinking going alternate days might be a good pattern. But basically, if I wake up in the morning and I want to go to the gym, I'm going to the gym. If I don't feel like going to the gym, I'm not. Not only is the gym so good for my physical health, it is great for my mental health. I love it. It is getting me out of the house. I do go at times when I know it's quiet. I've learnt that 5:30 at the gym is too early. Very, very busy at 5:30 in the morning. 6 o'clock, sweet spot. Anywhere between 6 and 8, I can go to the gym and it's quiet. If I don't get there then, I have to wait until about 11 or 11:30. Then it's quiet again. And if I'm not there by then, well, I ain't going to go because I'm not an afternoon person. I'm worn out by lunchtime. The first day I felt the benefit in my body. It makes my body feel soft. The muscles, all the soft tissue gets warm and soft and flexible and easy to move. And I just feel fluid and comfortable, and it takes the pain away. It takes the pain away. So that is just so great. And of course, when you feel good in your head as well. It's good for my confidence, because I do feel so good. I enjoy going because I do my workout, and at the end I waffle around in their showers and use all their hot water and all their electricity, and I just spend ages down there in the shower before I go home again, which I love doing. It's a pain lugging my big backpack with me with all of the bathroom requirements and changes of clothes and stuff like that, but it's worth it because I feel like it's a full thing. You go down dirty, you do your workout, you have your shower, you get cleaned up, and you go home all nice and fresh. And that's how I feel, and that's the way I've always done it, and I like it that way. So that is really helping me. My son is in my son is in his 30s, his early 30s, and he's living at home. He's been away. He went overseas at the end of January. Well, he's back. He came back a few days after I joined the gym. There's now an extra person in the house. There's lots of activity. He's decided within a few days of being home that we have to do some rearranging, and this rearranging involved 3 rooms all at the same time. There is mess, there is noise, and going from almost 6 months of peace and quiet, living by myself, to this onslaught of physical movement all around me all the time, noise from music and talking and laughing and everything, it triggered my vertigo. So I've been really unwell. And here's me trying to get into a new gym routine, trying to re-establish healthy eating patterns, and do it all with vertigo and help out with the rearranging that he's got into his head that we're doing. It's been a lot, and I've been unwell. I'm still doing it. I am still going. Sometimes, and this is where it's hard. I'll wake up in the morning, and I'll pack my gym bag at night before I go to bed. So in the morning I just wake up, pull on clothes, and I'm gone. But sometimes I don't feel well, and I have to decide, okay, do I feel unwell, but can I still go to the gym because I'll be okay soon? The alternative is I feel unwell. If I go to the gym, it might make me even worse, and I won't be able to do anything at all for like 2 or 3 days. And that is a very, very difficult decision to make some days. It's like if I go to the gym, I might be fine, or I might make myself sick and I can't do anything. If I stay home, is it going to be the right decision, or am I going to be really disappointed with myself because I didn't go to the gym? And if I feel disappointed with myself, bang, there's the trigger. I reach for the comfort food. You can see how I'm getting into that whole physical and mental health and weight loss. It's all tying in together. So where do I go from here? I am back at the gym. I am exercising. There's no excuses for weather. And all I can do is do my best, try to exercise without overdoing it, which is hard because when you get there and those endorphins kick in and you just want to keep going, you've got to know when to stop so that you can do it again the next day. So I'm doing the right thing with plenty of exercise. I am back to tracking what I'm eating. I'm not counting my calories every day because it is something that I have done for so many times over so many years that I know without counting that I'm eating bad or I'm eating good. But by actively keeping the track on the app on my phone, it's sort of keeping me, I don't know, some days it keeps me motivated, sometimes it just utterly gives me the shits and I don't do it. So I'm doing what I can. That's good. I went to the doctor a month or so, a couple of months back, and he did one of his checks because of my, I'm getting older, I've got health conditions. He does his check every now and then, and he did blood tests and checked pretty much everything you could imagine checking. Blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes indicators, heart things, iron, magnesium, and a whole ton of stuff that I can't even remember. But he checked everything that matters, and everything is good. I am really healthy, and I was pleased about that. That shows that I do the right thing, and I do live a really healthy life. And I was absolutely stoked, to be honest. I felt like I'd won a prize when the test results came back, and everything was so good. So I am healthy. I am incredibly happy. My life is freaking awesome. Thank you very much. I have no stresses. I did have a very big stressful situation, nothing that's worth discussing, but it was just a really stressful situation which I have fixed. And since that's over and done with, I feel great. My home life is secure. I have no problems. I don't feel like I'm forced or pressured into losing weight to fix a problem. I'm doing it because I'm choosing to do it, because I just want to look better when I look in the mirror. I'm not even trying to look better for someone else. I'm not looking for a partner. I'm not looking for a relationship. I love being by myself, and I just want to look better when I look at myself in the mirror, so I can buy nicer clothes and go to the beach in a swimsuit and not feel fat and ugly. I do still want to lose weight, but losing 25 kilos by the end of this year ain't going to happen unless I get a limb removed. And I don't plan on doing that. I'm attached to all of my limbs. I like them all on my body. And I like food. I'm not going to deny it. I like food. Oh, talk about interesting. This is interesting. The last time I went to the doctor, I am seeing a new doctor. My doctor I've been seeing for about 12 or 13 years, he decided to move away. I was devastated. And he says, go and see this doctor. I think you'll like him. He's pretty cool. So I've been running in this new doctor. He looks like he's about 12. He's very young, but he's okay. It's hard to adjust to a new doctor. But he's been winning me over, and then he pisses me off, and then he does something good, and then he pisses me off again. But anyway, I think he's won me over, because the last time I was there, I said about being so happy and healthy, because we sometimes talk about changing my medication. I said because I have been on one for a very long time, and he would like me to stop taking it because long-term use can cause side effects. And I said, look, I'm in such a good place at the moment that I'm reluctant to make any changes at all, because any slight change can trigger the fibro and send my body into a flare. I said, it's so comfortable at the moment, I don't want to make any changes. And he says, yep, that's fair enough. So we'll just monitor it. And I said, all I really want to do is lose some weight, and that's just my own choice, my own preference. I said, I've got no one to blame but myself. And I said, my downfall is ice cream. And he goes, oh, mine too. And I went, oh yeah, this is good. So I just kept talking, and I went, I said, I've discovered that the best thing I can do is just not buy it, because if it's in the fridge, I can hear it screaming at me. I can't resist it. And he goes, you ready? I said, I can hear that screaming at me. He goes, I'm the same. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I went, what? He goes, yep. He said, if it's there, I can hear it. I can't do anything. All I can think about is that it's in the freezer. He said, I'll be sitting there late at night. The wife's asleep. The kids are asleep. And I'll think, I'm going to go and eat that ice cream now. Oh, my God. And I said, I can hear it screaming at me from the freezer. Karen, come and eat me, come and eat me. He said, that is a very real thing. I think he won me over that day. So So yeah, I struggle with, I'm a grown-up, if I want to eat ice cream I will. And Karen, you can't buy ice cream because you just can't control yourself around it. So I'm torn between those two things. It is really hard. So I have to try and work on that. But the fact that a doctor not only acknowledged it, but understood it and said he is the same, I couldn't believe it. I was so amazed. So that was pretty exciting. Yeah, so that's the stage I'm at now. Exercising well, loving it, physically, mentally, emotionally. The gym is my happy place. It always has been, and I'm very glad to be back. Food-wise, I have my good days and my bad days, and I can just try to make good decisions more often than not, and the weight will gradually come off. Health-wise, I'm great, and I'm choosing to lose weight for my own vanity. I wanted to sit down here with you today and just share, because most of my viewers are, I've discovered, around my age. We are getting older. A lot of you have said that you struggle with your own weight loss problems. You struggle with exercise. How do you do it? And yes, when I started, you were all so supportive and so encouraging. And then when I fell off the wagon and just disappeared and didn't give you any more news, I really did feel bad. So I hope you can forgive me and keep going with me again. And I will hope to keep you updated, but it's not going to be a strictly, this week I exercised this much and I ate this and I've lost this many kilos. From now on, it's simply going to be general health, wellness, well-being, mental health, weight loss, all screwed up together in a big ball. I will see you all again very soon. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support and encouragement all the way along. Sorry I've been a bit AWOL, and I hope to get back on track. Got any questions? Got anything you want to talk about? Let me know. I'm here to listen. Bye.